As a child, Thomas Owens harbored a fascination for car chases, eagerly awaiting glimpses of them on the evening news. While many of these pursuits ended with the apprehension of wrongdoers, some concluded tragically. Concerned about her son's fixation on high-speed pursuits, Thomas' mother fretted over the potential dangers it posed. Her apprehensions proved valid when, on Thomas's 16th birthday, his father had to intervene, prying the car keys from her reluctant grasp. She couldn't shake the fear of her only son navigating the roads, fearing he might endanger himself or others. Thomas, however, was conscientious beyond his years. He understood the perils of reckless driving, but never anticipated his parents would doubt his judgment. Embracing his newfound independence, he responsibly chauffeured friends to and from school, commuted to his part-time job at the local grocery store, and returned home safely each day. Yet, his world shattered when he returned home to find his mother's car missing, later learning it had been involved in a hit-and-run incident. Overwhelmed with disbelief and anguish, Thomas grappled with the incomprehensible notion of someone callously fleeing the scene of such a grave accident. In the following weeks, Thomas devoted countless hours by his mother's side, profoundly impacted by the accident that reshaped his outlook on life. As his senior year of high school unfolded, Thomas found himself diverging from the career aspirations of his friends, who harbored ambitions of becoming doctors, scientists, educators, and athletes. When he revealed his aspiration to join the ranks of the state troopers, their lack of surprise mirrored his unwavering resolve. The traumatic incident involving his mother had prompted him to abandon his former pastime of attending car chase spectacles, as he grappled with the harsh realities of hazardous driving. Little did he know, however, that his chosen path would confront him with challenges beyond his imagination. In his tenure in law enforcement, Thomas had encountered various scenarios, but nothing could prepare him for the chaos unfolding before him that day. As he maneuvered through the congested traffic, his apprehension mounted, sensing the gravity of the situation looming ahead. Initially, Thomas speculated that the traffic jam might have stemmed from a vehicle malfunction, but as he drew nearer, the true cause became apparent. The sight that greeted him was one he could never erase from his memory. Observing bystanders exiting their vehicles to investigate, Thomas sprang into action, warning them of the looming danger. Breton Woods, spanning 700 acres of protected wilderness, was renowned for its diverse wildlife, including nearly 200 species of birds. However, on this day, Thomas was about to encounter one of the largest inhabitants of the woods. Encounters with bears were not uncommon in Breton Woods, each encounter fraught with peril and unpredictable outcomes. Despite his extensive training, Thomas found himself unprepared for the daunting situation that lay ahead. Though well-versed in protocols for handling dangerous animals, nothing could have readied him for the encounter that awaited. Halting traffic on the bustling thoroughfare was an imposing figure, a massive black bear. With palpable tension in the air, the bear paced aggressively amidst the chaos, its presence defying the usual behavior of bears in the area. Thomas' urgent shouts urged drivers to seek refuge within their vehicles, shielding themselves behind the protective barrier of steel. However, for Thomas, exposed and on foot, escape seemed elusive. As the stranded motorists anxiously waited, Thomas made a pivotal decision to advise everyone to retreat. Granting the formidable creature the space it required became imperative. With vehicles gradually reversing course, Thomas seized the opportunity to investigate the root of the bear's agitation. Summoning his courage, Thomas cautiously approached, realizing the source of the bear's unwavering presence. His gaze fell upon a procession of furry followers, 4 cubs, trailing behind their mother. While 3 obediently followed her lead, 1 lagged behind, its tiny frame betraying signs of exhaustion. The young cub remained stubborn, unmoved by its mother's nudges, while she grew increasingly impatient. Then, in a surprising turn of events, the mother bear took action. Returning to her cub's side, she gently nudged him with her nose, demonstrating the necessary actions. Thomas observed in awe, never before encountering a bear with such a sizable litter, let alone 4 cubs. Despite the mother's efforts, Thomas sensed something amiss as he watched her struggle to coax the cub to its feet. With a heavy heart, he witnessed her retreat into the safety of the trees, leaving one of her offspring behind. Determination ignited within him, and he sprang into action. Rushing to the abandoned cub's side, Thomas noted its weakened state. It could barely keep its eyes open and struggled to stand before collapsing. Recognizing the urgency of the situation, he scooped the ailing cub into his arms and hurried back to his squad car, every moment critical. En route to the New Hampshire Fish and Game Center, Thomas pondered the mother bear's decision. While her baby was clearly unwell, was abandonment truly the solution? In the wild, litters of 2 cubs were common, with 3 being rare and 4 practically miraculous. It was natural for some cubs to be stronger than others, but leaving one behind seemed heartbreaking. Upon arrival at the center, Thomas was met by a team of veterinarians and nurses, all prepared to work tirelessly through the night to save the young cub's life. Thomas later learned the rationale behind the mother bear's difficult decision to abandon her ailing cub. Despite her care, the odds of the cub surviving without proper intervention were slim. By leaving the sick cub behind, she prioritized the safety of the rest of her litter, sparing them from potential harm. News of Thomas's rescue mission swiftly circulated throughout the small town, drawing attention from local officials. To Thomas' astonishment, they revealed that the abandoned cub was not the only one left behind. There were 5 cubs in total. Determined to reunite the siblings, Thomas sprang into action once again. Utilizing canines to aid in the search, they quickly located the 5th cub not far from its mother's crossing point. Cold, wet, and hungry, the cub was in dire need of assistance, but help arrived just in time. However, the center faced a dilemma. Once the cubs were nursed back to health, what would become of them? Bottle feeding indefinitely was not a viable option. Fortunately, with the dedicated care and companionship provided by their human caregivers, the siblings made remarkable recoveries. Unlike many rescued animals, their swift recuperation was attributed to the constant companionship they received. Their journey serves as a testament to the healing power of love. The center intends to reintroduce the cubs to their mother once they regain their strength, a prospect eagerly awaited by all, including Thomas, who has remained invested in their progress. As a state trooper, Thomas has encountered his fair share of unexpected situations, but rescuing bear cubs was certainly a first. His quick thinking and unwavering dedication ensured the survival of these 2 cubs. While his primary duty is to safeguard the citizens of Carroll, New Hampshire, Thomas' compassion extends to all residents, regardless of the number of legs they walk on.